Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here, weatherweb.net. It is Tuesday, the 23rd of April, St George's Day. Thanks again for watching weatherweb.net. Now don't forget, we get free of charge by the adverts that you see around the screen here. It's by you coming back and using the site and using the adverts, that's what keeps us free of charge. So thank you for doing that. So let's take a look at how things are shaping up. And the UCMWF picking up quite nicely on the falling temperatures that we're going to be seeing over the next few days. This is the temperature going through to Thursday and also into Friday. And you notice this fall off here, look, down into Friday, where we see a real big dip in temperatures as we head in towards Saturday. And then kind of just bouncing along around similar levels as we head through the weekend into the early part of next week. What's interesting is that these temperatures are around about what you'd expect to see for this time of year. These are very, very warm. Now I should stress that not everywhere is going to be warm. We've got cooler air up in the north and that's dragging its way southwards, which is what reduces the temperatures. This is the chart from the GFS ensemble. Here's the warm temperatures, look, but you see how they fade away, look, into the weekend. And then we kind of hold steady really through the next 10 to 14 days. Most of the rainfall occurring through the weekend and into the early part of the week as well. Relatively little rainfall after that across more southern parts of the country. But as I say, it's not everywhere that's going to be staying completely in the drier, warmer weather, because this is the predicted rainfall for the next week. This takes us forward to next Tuesday, so midday next Tuesday. It's from the GFS model. And you can see how most of eastern Scotland, running down eastern England, much of southern Wales, we've generally got around 10 to 10 millimetres of rain, 5 to 10 millimetres of rain. However, we've got this area just down here across the Eastern Midlands where we could see some heavier showers triggered probably during next Sunday into Monday. Could see increased totals there, but most of the rainfall always to the west, and you've seen this the last few days where we've got rainfall figures of around 20 to 40 millimetres. So this is how the GFS ensemble sees things. This is the chart from midnight tonight. And what we got here, you'll notice, is high pressure centred across central parts of Europe. We've got a little area of low pressure here, just coming into western parts of Scotland. Also notice that trough just there, look, in the Atlantic. That's been reluctant to clear. And what we do have as well is a jet stream flowing through the top here, which is why we've got more unsettled conditions across northern parts of the UK. But the high to the south is just pumping up this warm air northwards all the time, bringing in warmer conditions, but only for the far south of the country. So here how things develop then. By the end of the week, look, you'll notice that high pressure has built out in the Atlantic here, but we've got this cold northerly flow. Look, this is the northerly flow introducing the more unsettled conditions as we head into this weekend. This is the chart for midday on Friday. Could see a 10-degree temperature drop across the south of the country into Friday. We'll jump forward through the weekend as well, because it just looks as if it's going to be cool and fairly unsettled with some showers for most. This is the chart for Monday. Low pressure forecast to be up towards the north. Look, still got this feed of cold air coming down. Now, what generally happens is when you get this feed of cold air dipping down into Europe, you tend to find that you get a cold pool developing somewhere in here. What that does is it develops an area of low pressure, and then we get more of a northeasterly flow developing. So let's see what happens, particularly since we've got this ridge out towards the west, which is going to be building northwards. Now what's interesting is that if we then go forward a couple of days, taking us into the 2nd of May, you notice that we've got, on this chart, low pressure up towards the north. It's developed higher pressure through the southern parts of the UK. We've not seen that cold pool develop down here. Now, that's something I think we need to be watching out for, because I think we need to look for low pressure forming here. And then this chart takes us into the bank holiday weekend. Now, this is more what I'd expect to see. By then, look, this is the Sunday the 5th. We've got high pressure centred here east of the country. And we've got low pressure trying to get itself going down here in the Mediterranean with more of this northeasterly flow. Now, I think this is probably nearer what's going to happen. I think we're going to find that high somewhere north of the country, a northeasterly flow across the south or the southeast, bringing some periods of showers or some outbreaks of rain there through the bank holiday weekend. Most of the areas tending to stay dry. And then if we just take the ensemble further forward, this is the chart for the 8th of May. So this is Wednesday the 8th. Look, high pressure by then up towards the north. There's our east and northeasterly flow developed more properly. It keeps, though, any rain at bay away from the south, and it brings us into drier conditions. In these conditions, the west would be sunniest and also warmest, the east seeing less of the sunshine and also cooler conditions, but all areas will be generally dry. I think again though we just need to watch for that far south and southeast of being at risk of catching just 1 or 2 spots of rain. So how does it play out if we look at the longer ranges? Well, this is the week 1 forecast from the CFS, and you notice from here that we've got an area of higher than normal heights stretching all the way from the Atlantic out into Europe. But this is week 1, yeah, lower than normal heights up towards the north, which is exactly what we've seen. Now, if we just have a look at week 2 and see how week 2 pans out, there we go. There's the UK look underneath. You do need to twist your head round a little bit to see these because the UK is upside down. But what I want you to notice here is, look, we've got this trough. Okay, so this is next week. We've got the trough through the country. This is indicating these cooler, more unsettled conditions. But it's what happens later that I'm interested in. This is week 3, the 6th to the 12th. And what's interesting here is, look, it builds the heights again across the UK. So this would put higher pressure towards the north, look, and it lowers the heights down here to the south. That would put lower pressure down here. That would be the start of my east and northeasterly flow. And I think lots of dry weather is on the cards, but we just need to watch this southeastern and southern corner for catching outbreaks of rain. And then if we just finally take a peek at week 4, week 4 shows us with above normal heights again to the north. So again we've got above normal heights up here. Look, this would bring high pressure, lower pressure down here through the Med, and this is this east to northeasterly flow. So the big question is going to be, how far north does outbreaks of rain stretch into southern England if this becomes true? Do we get outbreaks of rain into southern England? I think the watch area needs to be at the M4 corridor, basically. It's south of there. North of there, I think we're dominated by dry, fair conditions. It's south of it that the big question marks remain. So hopefully that's been useful for you. Once again, thanks for watching weatherweb.net. Don't forget, we're kept free of charge by the adverts you see around the screen here, and by you coming back and using the adverts is what keeps us free of charge. So thank you for doing that, and keep the sun shining. Bye for now.